Hi everyone, this is Kari. I am here with Cheryl and Colleen, and we are doing the Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 10 tonight. I can't believe it's number 10. I know I say that just about every month, but it's hard for me to believe how fast this year is going. So this kit is really interesting because it's got some really different colors. I thought interesting for Halloween that they have these different colors. And when you look at the pre-designed paper that we have for this kit, you can not only see this light blue tonal paper, it's got circles on it, but they've also got these striped papers that are strips that are purple and orange going across the page. And then they have little dots around the outside edge, and they're the same colors as the blues, the purples, and the orange, kind of it's like confetti dots around the outside. So that's the double page layout base papers. And if you turn it over, you have that same just confetti color. So you could use this paper as your background. So I found it really unique that they chose this light blue with the other colors for Halloween and fall, which I thought was very interesting. And the paper that is the cut apart is actually two different designs here. We've got this purple tonal circles, and then we've got, it's actually purple and black in this strip over here with stars on it. So that's kind of interesting. And most of this is going to be a photo map. And the cuts are here on the back. So it's only 5 little pieces. It's not a whole lot. The layout, again, is really interesting. They have it set up so that we ended up with 2 photos on the left page, 5 on the right, which I think makes a great use of what we have here. And one thing to note about these strips that go across the page is you could have it so that the purple are on the top and the orange are on the bottom, or you could flip it over so that the strips are with the orange on the top and the purple on the bottom. And I think you can kind of tell that the strips, they're not right in the center of the page, so you've got a little bit more space. So to spend, depending on what your eye thinks is the better way to do this, might determine how you do the layout. And so I also created instructions if you don't have the kit and you want to do the layout. So there is a PDF on the Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group, and you feel free to grab that PDF if that's helpful to you. I have the information about the cuts, what photo dimensions were used, and then if you wanted to recreate the base paper, there's instructions on the back, as well as how the entire layout goes together on the bottom here. So I don't think there's anything really special or unique about this. It's all very straightforward cuts. So I think I can go ahead and clear my space, get my trimmer. So show you what the stickers look like. So there's a lot of Halloween colored stickers here. We've got some cats, we got some balloons and bats and cupcakes and pumpkins and ghosts. And then there's some border stickers, which are a bunch of lights, and they're all in the same holiday scheme. And there's also an exclusive pack that comes if you ordered the entire bundle for the 4th quarter, and it has some Halloween candy and a Halloween sticker. So that's all neat how that all goes together, and some fun colors. So I am just going to put everything aside except for this cut apart, and this one is really straightforward. It is 3 strips at 4 inches. So, and one of them ends up being left intact. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to look at that first one. Oh, and that first one, I don't really like to cut on the back of the page in case the gray line that's here doesn't line up with exactly where the seam is between those two different colored papers. I like to cut it on the other side so I can check and verify that I ended up with a really good alignment of that. And it is so hard to see where that is. Sorry, I think I have to actually get my head kind of in here. Okay, there we go. And now I think I can trim it. So that is the first 4-inch strip, and that is that almost black and a little bit of purple in there. And now this other one is all going to be 4x6 mats. So I'm going to first cut it at 4 inches. And I'm going to just use the lines on the back. 6. So we end up with 4x6 mats. Obviously mat our photos. And 1 4x12. And this is probably going to be the fastest layout to assemble and do together. I'm lined up. Oh, there we go. And we've got this large strip over here. And the way they did it is they put 2 horizontal photos on the right-hand page and 2 vertical photos on the left-hand page. You can obviously do whatever's going to work for you. You could slide these up. You could actually put them horizontally if that's what your layout is going to need. And if we look at the layout as it was designed, they have that border strip going across near here the top with all of those lights. And then they used one of the titles and some embellishments up here, some other embellishments in the lower left. And then on the right page, they have another set of pumpkin embellishments over here on the lower right. And that's really all that there is to it. I don't have photos printed out, so I'm not sure I'm going to stick these down. But this is how this layout gets assembled. And if you're cutting your own paper stash, there's really not a whole lot of additional information to go. And I think we have somebody here who's using some of their paper stash and scraps that they have. So maybe we'll take a look at that later. So if there aren't any questions, I think we can pause the recording. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and walk through creating this digitally. It comes together pretty quickly. And so what I like to always do is take a look at the template and try to see, do I really want to create this one as a sample page with creating both pages independently, or can I duplicate one page, make the other one, or do a mirror image? So with this one, as I look at this, the base of the papers are really truly a mirror image of each other. The photo mats are not, but I think it is just as easy to get it mostly assembled and then change the sizes of my photo mats. So I'm going to create the left page and do a mirror image of it, and then do the right page, because I think that is the fastest way to do that. So I am going to actually grab my snipping tool just to get the colors here. And this is how I created the actual template instructions that we had. Oh, and I didn't really show that, so maybe I should just show that. Getting ahead of myself. So the design on the base page, so the way this is there is a 1/2 inch on the top, bottom, and the outside edge. And then the rest of that is a colored sheet of paper. And then they had 2-inch strips going across the paper. So, and I gave the measurement for how far from the top and how far from the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first, but that should come together pretty quickly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a rectangle. So insert content shape rectangle. I'm going to make the size 12 by 12. At least I'm going to attempt to make it 12 by 12. And I'm going to go ahead and fill it as white. And as we've discussed before, the reason I like to do that is because If I end up changing the opacity of it and it happens to be the background, when I change and lower the opacity of the background, I end up getting these checker bars over the background, which is really disorienting for me and really hard to see what it's actually going to look like when I print it. So I like having the ability to have my background paper that is not truly named my background. And that way, if I lower the opacity of that, it doesn't come up with those checkerboards. So that is the first thing. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the big light blue rectangle. So insert content shape rectangle. And this one was 11.5 inches by 11. And it was light blue. And I am just pulling the color from the sample. So I have it there. And this is going to be 1/2 inch from the top and 1/2 inch from the left. So I'm just going to put in my X and my Y is 0.5 and 0.5. And now it's there and it's lined up perfectly. So the next thing I'm going to do is add one of my 2-inch strips. So it's got to be sized as a 12 by 2. And one is going to be purple. And again, I'm going to sample my color and say okay. And this one, I said it actually needs to be at 0 inches and at 5. And I'm going to just copy this so I can just right click, copy, right click, paste, and bring another one in. And I'm going to change this one to orange by going up to the quick access toolbar, sample that orange, and put that there. And this one is supposed to be 7¼ inches from the top. So I'm going to just change that Y to 7.25. And now the bottom edge, just like the description that I have in the dimensions, is 2.75. So now I could mirror image this now and not have the photo mats on there. I think it's just as easy to go ahead and keep on going and start putting the photo mats. They're fairly simple. So they are 4 by 6. So I'm going to go ahead and change it here, 4 by 6. And the color is, it's a darker purple. Like that. Click create. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the photo frame. So that's at the insert photo empty frame. The width on this is 3.5. Height is 5.5. And by selecting these 2 items, the photo and the mat, and using the 2nd and the 5th alignment helper, I get them completely centered. So I'm going to go ahead and group these just for the moment to make my life easier. And I'm going to copy it. So right click copy, click paste. And the way they have these aligned up on the sample is they're kind of aligned midway up the orange. And that's, there was no real good way for me to tell from the sample here exactly where it was, but they are aligned to each other. So I found that that was good enough for this one. So that is the left page, and you have a lot of space here for embellishments or for a title or some kind of border strip, but you also have the ability to add more photos. So if you have more photos that then are on the layout as designed with these photo mats, you can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this page and I'm going to insert a mirror image copy. So if you click on the drop down arrow, you can insert a mirror image of this page. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. And when you do that, it comes in that place. So if you look at my panel over on the right-hand side, you can see that it inserted the mirror image first. So what I really want to do is I want to drag it to the other side so that the one I was originally working on is the first page, which is the left of my layout, and the other one is my right. So now that I had these in here, I'm going to go ahead and start reorienting these in order to make what I need, what I actually need. So I'm just going to remove the one. So now I'm going to make some horizontal photo mats for the exact same thing. So these are 6x4. And the photos themselves are 5.5 by 3.5. Again, I'm going to realign them, but they should have stayed. And I am going to just go ahead. I'm going to group them again. And grouping comes in a couple of different places. So you can right click, grouping, group. You can go up to the arrange ribbon, and under the arrange ribbon, there's a grouping group. There's also on the home ribbon, an arrange group. So many places to do the exact same thing. And depending on what you're most comfortable with, you can do any of them. And then I'm going to copy. Again, there's multiple ways to find the copy button, but there's this copy on the home ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and then I can paste it. And Control C and Control V work also. So something like that. And I'm just going to save it. And then the last things that I need is the big strip that's going to be the photo mat for the 3 square photos. So I'm going to insert a shape, a rectangle. This one's going to be 4 by 12. And this one, I'm going to sample to move my color picker out of the way. And it looks very much like black, which it is partially black and partially purple on the printed paper. And since this is a piece that was a cut apart, I don't know exactly where it is, but it's definitely lined up on the top. So I'm going to move it over by like 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to insert my frames for my photo mats, and these were 3.5 inch square. And once I have one, I'm just going to copy it and paste it twice. And then alignment of these, if you like things being really symmetrical and really evenly spaced out, you can put them kind of in approximate positions and start selecting them. So I'm going to select the 3 photos and the mat. I'm going to select the mat back at the very last thing, because that is what I want to leave in exactly the position that I set it, because I set it 1/2 inch over from the side. And then I can use the alignment helpers here. And I'm just going to use the second one. So it will align the elements horizontal center point. So now they're all aligned. Now the next part of the alignment is I'm going to evenly space out all 3 of these photo mats. So when you come up here and you look at this, the alignment helpers here, you can see reposition the selected elements so that they are evenly spaced vertically. So that's a button there. It is also on the home arrange align, and you can say distribute vertically. So then if you really want to be precise, you can group them together, select the group of photo mats and the group or the mat that's behind it. I should have said the photo frames and the mat. And I can align the 2nd and the 5th, the horizontal. So if they weren't quite aligned, you've got them perfectly centered, evenly spaced, and then I'll ungroup them. And that is the basics of that layout. So it comes together pretty quickly. I'm going to separate my pages so you can see. And now you're free to embellish it and make it your own, but the template comes together pretty quickly. If there are not any questions, we'll go ahead and pause the recording. So I wanted to share two other things on the recording, and hopefully I will get this posted in time for people to take advantage of it. But it is the $5 deal of the day, and it's good for right now for another 16 hours. And Forever has a $5 kit from each of the digital art designers, and there's always some really good deals here. The first one I think is quite impressive. It is this $50 kit for only $5, and it is an entire set of templates. And if you go in and you take a look at them, they've got these different road trip theme templates, which are all very different from each other. And you can kind of see there's arrows and there's pointers, there's other things on here. You've got on some titles that are on the pages and some sample pages in here that utilize some of those items in there. So it's a pretty extensive kit. And I think that it could be something that a lot of people take advantage of. And it is a great set of templates to be able to use and create really fast pages and books. There's a couple of other kits that I actually have already, and I wish I had gotten them at $5, but this texture toolbox and color blends is a neat kit, and that one's normally $40, has a bunch of paper as well as these textures that they use to go on top of each other. And so that's also a pretty neat kit. And there are some videos that are out and available for using that. I also, of course, have this Dog Talk discounted bundle, but I'm sure I didn't pay $5 for it, but this is a kit that I use a lot. So be sure to take a look at some of those $5 deals of the day that are out here. And one other thing, and Forever sent out an email today. One thing we've been asking for a while is for them to update our wish list. It's so the digital art wish list, anytime you select, you're on a kit and you want to select it, actually, I guess I'll show that actually here. You can select on the star that is in the upper right hand corner. Whenever you're on a page, you get this opportunity for this star here, and I could select that and it says item is added to your wish list. So they've updated us being able to look at our wish list. And so I played with this earlier today. They actually announced that they were going to do this, and it's like 2 weeks early. So I'm kind of happy that it's here and available now, because designer days are coming up really soon. So they have it for a couple of things. You can search in your wish list for certain words. They also have sorting by recently added, A to Z, pricing, high to low. But what I really love is the filters. So if you are looking for something by a specific designer, and I'm going to pick Mandy King because I got the honor to see Mandy King twice, once at P2P Live Cincinnati, as well as at PixieCon in Arizona. So I'm going to say she's a favorite designer right now. And these are all these kits that I have that are by Mandy King. So when her designer day comes up, I can just go in here and I can see which ones are by Mandy King, and then I can pick them. I can also go in, I'm going to just look at price. So I can say if I'm looking for anything that is maybe in the $5 to $10 range, and see what I've got. I've got this one about virtual graduation because I've never scrapbooked my daughter's 2020 graduation. I can also add the ones that are less than $5. So I've got a few more here. So you can go in and sort through your wish list. You can look at one designer. You could look at a couple of different designers, which makes it much easier to be able to filter through your wish list and see what you have here. And if you're looking for, I'm going to go ahead and clear all of those. And I don't know how many of these I have. If I'm looking for Christmas kits, I can actually go through and see what I have here. And they also show what coupons are available and what the current price for any of those kits are. So just a couple of things that recently came out with the digital art. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Kari. I saw
So we're going to go ahead and share some pages because we're kind of getting to that point here. So Ola is going first. Oh, neat.
Wow.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Thank
That
you.
worked out really well.
And I
Tourist
did it.
trap.
I did, yeah. And I did it by cutting pieces first. I actually cut the pieces as you were talking about them. So
Wow.
very
That's
good.
good.
Thank
Yeah, and you
you.
got your mats in there and nice. And so
Yeah.
that was a Friends Family discounted bundle by Mandy King, who I was talking about earlier.
Yes, indeed.
Nice.
Right. Thanks.
Okay, and yeah, thanks. Glad you were able to join us. I can show Cheryl's table. So she is, oh wow, you're figuring out how to get that tree on there.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
That's
nice.
awesome.
So I've kind of happy with this again from my scrap pile. Gotta put the, you know what? I was keeping my scraps with my collections as I was using them, and then I'd be like, I know I used brown cardstock on something, so I just started pulling scraps out of my collections and putting them in that thing. So now I'm like, oh, I want a certain scrap. So anyway, so this
Pretty.
is a scrap back here, and I kind of think it could be the sun or the moon, depending on my photos. So I was kind of happy with that.
Perfect.
That's really great.
Nice. That looks
Very
great.
Even these little pieces back here were scraps. I had cut
Wow.
frames.
Wow.
I cut frames and saved them. Oh, someday I might use those. I think I had those frames for a couple of years when making frames was really popular. Anyway,
You
so that was
just never know.
Looks great, Cheryl.
It does. It looks awesome. All right. Anybody else done or
I
close?
can show mine.
Okay, go ahead, Lynn.
Oh, wow, it's pretty.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I remember those.
Look at the wood carving. Those are amazing.
Yep, they
That was
are.
yeah, that was at our hotel at Mount Rainier. Nice. Yeah.
Having people in it gives you a perspective.
Mm-hmm. You're using that Indian summer collection again.
Yeah, I started out using something else and I switched around a couple of times and I don't know. It works because it'll
Nice.
be close to the same type of pictures.
Nice.
It is
Nice.
good.
Anybody else? Debbie?
I can share mine.
Okay. Diane, did you do the layout too?
No, not tonight.
Okay.
I didn't. I'm in
All right.
picture mode.
Awesome. Ooh,
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So cool, Debbie.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, and that's Mag's graphics, right? That was that kit that you just recently got. Nice. All right. I'm not quite.
Grandkids are into that.
Zombies.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I don't think I'll even go back to my table. Oh, here we go.
Aw.
So I'm not quite done, but still trying to sort out what I'm doing. But
Oh,
and they got in the strangest positions. I didn't even understand how sometimes they were like laying, but so
is that the $5 kit?
this is the $5 kit. Yes,
I
and
got it today.
I bought it previously, but it's a great kit. So
Good.
I was using it and it has some neat
Yeah,
lots of things in it and some masks and a
I
whole
like the
bunch of
borders.
borders. The
Yeah.
borders are nice. So lots of stuff. And I was playing around with the borders. I just haven't figured out which one, but yes.
Cute.
So that's a $5 kit. And so it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think that was everybody, but I am going to put the other thing back up on my screen. So there we go. To close it out. So we did Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 10 tonight. Since I didn't have pictures, I just cut apart the photo mats and kind of let it be because I don't know whether I'm going to have portrait or landscape photos, so I'm not going to adhere it. But we did, some people used scraps, created them from their stash. We had some people doing it digitally. We actually had more doing it digitally tonight than traditionally, so that's great. And if you are watching the recording and you create a layout, please share with us on our Consistently Creative Croppers group. We've also posted the PDF for the instructions that have all the dimensions on it for both the base paper information as well as the final layout. So that should help you guide you along. And thanks so much for watching, and hope you'll catch us again on Zoom.
Thanks, Kari.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Sorry. Night.